Mama said I ain't right, got a bad streak a mile long. Oh, my soul is dark as night, what feels right is always wrong. Oh, like a hard, hard rain. It ain't no hero, honey, no angel face. Oh, I ain't no saint. Oh, I'm cold as fate. I'm sharp as steel. I slice you through. Too numb to feel, too hard to prove. Oh, I ain't no saint.
Oh, hello there.
Good evening.
I'm just taking a moment to share this to my Facebook page.
I suppose I could probably do the same. Find where I'm going.
And shared. Well, fixed. Alrighty, so while he's doing what he's doing and I've done what I've done, hey, we've already got a comment. Hello, Lenore. We heard you were sick. Otherwise, I would have seen if you wanted to be our third chair.
Yeah, all right.
It was just here in a moment in the comments.
All right. Did I hear you say we got someone coming?
I don't know.
I was like half paying attention because I'm trying to do internet shit.
Do some old school methods. I included the link in the comment section. This is how we got British B, remember?
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah. So this will be a fucking banger show.
So I'm hoping we can actually keep this at around the hour mark tonight.
Yeah. We've opened it up. Who knows how long this is gonna go?
Well, Laura, you can find the link in the comment section if you'd like to join us. You're welcome to. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble that we predicted last week at an earlier time frame than we are now because work schedules and all that fun stuff.
Fun shit. And who knows what else is going to happen on this. Like I said, we've opened the floodgates, so literally anything could happen. We could get an absolute psycho. We could get absolutely nothing. Who knows?
We could get a brawless Brooke.
We could get a ginger Dutchman telling us to go kill ourselves.
That's also true. I was hoping to catch him because I know there would be someone else on my side as far as the Pitch Black match. But you know what? We'll do this right. We'll do this in order, and I'll even make sure we have banners for it. Okay.
Ooh, going all out.
Yeah. So we'll start with the first match from the Rumble.
Breathe, bro. Breathe.
It's that apple fritter.
Yeah, there you
go. So, I mean, I was surprised to see we started with the Men's Rumble.
See, I know a lot of people were upset that the Men's Rumble opened the show. I wasn't because I had to work that night, but I really wanted to watch the show and I really wanted to see the Rumble. So it worked out perfect for me.
I mean, I'm okay with it starting off with it. It was just surprising that we started with the men's.
Yeah. It's like, I would rather, if you're not going to start with a Rumble, if you're not going to end with a Rumble, start with the Rumble. It bothers me when like you have one or, well, I think it would bother me more if both Rumbles were just like in the middle of the show. Everything else would feel kind of unimportant. And Roman was not taking anything less than main event, let's be honest.
No.
Especially with that angle.
So, so you got a little ahead of us, but backtrack, Men's Rumble.
Yeah.
I had a list of stuff I liked about it. I actually was talking to a few people while watching it. And one of the things I really did like was the way they made use, actually, in both Rumbles, with the teaming.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who, are aligned together, working together.
Yeah.
Like the Sheamus McIntyre stuff.
Oh yeah, I thought at some point they were gonna break out and just brawl with each other, but no, they pretty much stayed together the whole match.
We did.
Judgment Day, they pretty much once they were all in there, they were pretty much just stuck to each other the whole time. New Day. Can't remember if there were any other teams that were in there at the same time. I don't think so. At least Men's Rumble wise. But we started with Gunther and Sheamus. My two favorite fucking brawlers.
I was very pleased to see Gunther go as far as he did.
Oh yeah,
or as long as
that
he did.
was perfect. Him going in there number one, lasting the whole match. It's just, you couldn't write it any better for him. It's the perfect role for him. He's basically like, he's sure he didn't win the match, but he's kind of got that King of the Rumble shit down right now.
That's true.
Didn't he break the record for longest time?
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Which explains why the Rumble was longer than it needed to be.
Yeah.
I did feel like once we got down to those last two, it took forever for the match to end.
Yeah, well, because also Cody and Gunther had like a fucking 20-minute match once it got down to them.
That was this way Gunther could break the record.
Yeah. And plus, I also feel like it was for Cody's sake, so it would make it feel like he had a bit more of a challenge instead of just like immediately throwing the guy out. No, yeah, he made him fight, and he like just beat the shit out of him. Great. Didn't really have too many surprises, but I'm not upset about that. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's Rumble, so you have to have like half the slots be surprise debuts or legends or something.
Yeah, I'm okay without having to have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, the ones we got a Booker T,
Mm-hmm.
we got Edge came back, and Logan Paul came back.
Yep.
Which,
How about that fucking car crash smash in the center of the ring?
oh,
And I definitely want to hear I wish I could have been there when you saw it, because every time he comes up, you're like, fuck Logan Paul, fuck Logan Paul, fuck Logan Paul.
I still say that. I still say fuck Logan Paul, but my God, that guy's a damn machine. Like, it is unreal to me. 4 matches. And he looks as good as every fucking seasoned veteran in that match. It is unreal to me how fast he picked up. The dude is scary good. Scary athletic. And it's just unreal to me. Dirtbag human being, but my God, is he talented.
Why do you call him a dirtbag human being?
I think there is.
Hello.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
See, she decided to be topless. That's why she has no video.
Here we go.
She was taking the bra off. That's what it was.
Jesus. But no, there's
See, she was even showing it. She brought the camera right down so you could see the boobs had no support.
I bet you're real happy you decided to join, didn't you?
I've been through worse situations. I've been through worse. All right, it's best
Well,
Brooke,
what I
this
did.
is like what
Brooke lives for this shit.
this happens every time we're on. So I mean, probably used to it by now.
Brooke lives for this shit. She
Mhm.
loves doing these streaming things, and she loves wrestling. Those are two of her favorite things in shit. So she lives for this shit.
Oh yeah.
By the way, you might hate me. I was at an indie event during the entire Rumble, and I only saw the last bit at the
Oh yeah.
end with the end.
Ooh.
I'll wait till that bit.
Yeah, we'll get to that because oh my god. Whew.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. So highlights for you from the Rumble, Brooke. Things that you really enjoyed from the men's Rumble.
From what I've seen, I feel like for Cody's spot, I feel like he should not have been the final guy. He should have not. It didn't feel the impact of him winning as the
Mhm.
number 30. He should have been like maybe in the mid teens, mid 20s.
I thought he
Well,
was going to
I
start
mean,
the match.
I don't know if they did the by the numbers like they always did under the Vince regiment going into the Royal Rumbles because I didn't watch a lot of the regular TV shows. But number 30 is one of the places that doesn't usually win the Rumble.
This
Very
is like
few people have actually won from 30.
this is like the
Um,
second time, I believe.
I
Cody's
think
number
so.
2.
So like it's not like yeah, coming at the end is like oh man, but at the same time, it's not usually a very lucky spot for people.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, it didn't backfire as much as people probably thought it would, because
yeah, because we talked about
people
that. Like
love Cody at this point. Like, I was afraid people would turn on him because of just how popular Sammy was getting, but it's like, or is getting, or is being right now. But I
minor
mean,
sidetrack, and it's not completely a sidetrack because it still ties into Cody Rhodes and the Royal Rumble.
mhm.
Um, I watched. I think I messaged this to the group chat the other night. I watched. I think I sent the video. I watched the press conference after the Royal Rumble
Oh, I've seen
because I
bits
was
of
just
the whole
like
thing.
it was on, and my kids were doing. We were gonna watch My Hero Academia, and I told them, right, look, we've been sitting on this couch for hours now through like two really long rumbles, like. So get up, move around. We'll come back. We'll watch My Hero Academia. I came into the room and I had it on Peacock still on, so I caught the press conference. Cody,
Mhm.
when he came out, he you could see him trying to take that spot as the future face of the company.
Oh yeah,
First thing he did when he came out was pointed to the Mountain Dew, and he's like, "Shouldn't somebody drink this or test this?" Like,
Oh, I found a meme of in a Dusty Rose group. If photo of Dusty drinking the mellow yellow can and Cody with the Mountain Dew.
it's
Uh,
perfect.
and and I was like, oh, father like son moment right here.
Yeah,
If he does his own commercial spot like his old man, like
yeah, I love it. Like Cody is just he is an absolute professional,
but he's you can
and
definitely
he's
see
built for
that
this.
that he's trying to take that. It came across pretty well, and it helped that he knew most of the people at the press conference from all the
Yeah,
AEW
like
stuff.
definitely, like
He name dropped AEW during the press conference. No one seemed to care.
I didn't hear about
I,
that
I
one,
think I
but
think that's because it's again since Hunter's not fully in charge of everything basically. Um, it probably doesn't care anymore about the name droppings and stuff. And since they already did during the back at the brackets between Roman and uh Kevin, they mentioned Kevin's Ring of Honor title run and his New Japan title run, and people were like, "Oh, they mentioned that." So they just have the rights to mention out brand shows again in WWE.
no, I like that the leash is kind of loosening up a bit,
Yeah,
and
they're not
you can
pretending like
actually
they're the
reference
only.
things outside
Mm.
the bubble. I love it.
And I like the fact that they're doing it in a just an informative style way. Like
Yeah,
they're not
you
shitting
don't
on
need to
anybody
go into
necessarily
the
with
whole
it. They're
war
not.
gum
It's
on.
just like not ignoring the fact that this is a fact.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. Um,
All right.
but
So I know you're looking forward to this. I think we've said pretty much all we're gonna say about the Rumble at this point.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
real quick. Rest in peace to the Kofi Rumble spot. That is officially that has to be dead now. He's fucked it up 2 years in a row. It's done.
He's
Yeah.
getting too old for it. I'm sorry, Kofi. You always been my favorite spots.
Yeah, it was. I think it was after the show. I saw him post a tweet and said, "The universe is spoken. Rest in peace."
Oh,
So I think he's done with. I think he's done with that spot. I think it's over.
Oh,
Time to pass the torch to another crazy
that
freak.
hurts everyone's soul who grew up watching early Kofi Kingston during his Trouble in Paradise Kingston to now. It's a dark day for us wrestling fans. Who don't forget the famous pogo stick moment with the chair.
it
Still
may
one of my
be a
favorites.
dark day, but it's still a new day. Yes,
Ah!
It's about to be a new day for the new day. Indeed.
it is. For our next spot here, I know this young man here in the center has been waiting to shit all over this. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let him take the lead. We're gonna let him shit all
Yeah,
over
we
this.
got it. We got it. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Arthur. Let's hear it.
Okay. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna preface this. I love both of these guys. Bray Wyatt, LA Knight. Love them both dearly. I think they're fucking awesome.
If I may just say real quick, I didn't give a shit about LA Knight, but this storyline introduced me to him in a way that I was appreciating. Like
Yeah.
I'm now interested in LA Knight. I didn't know a goddamn thing about him. I didn't care about him.
He carried, in my opinion, LA Knight carried this whole program.
I wouldn't say he carried the whole thing, but
Like Bray
I
had
would
his
say
strong
this
points
was
during
an
the feud.
opportunity to let him shine.
Like, I mean, Bray wasn't weak the whole time. My biggest problem with Bray ever since he came back is it feels like, and I know if Dylan's listening to this, he is going to fucking hate it because I will die on this hill. Ever since Bray came back in October, he has done basically the same fucking thing every single week. He comes out, has a 5-minute entrance, talks in circles, and gets interrupted, and that's it. Nothing happens with this guy. We have waited for months for him to have any sort of physicality besides a random headbutt or when he finally hit fucking
The house
Sister
show match.
Abigail a few weeks ago on that Raw 30 show. So we're finally here. I have no idea what the fuck a pitch black match even is. And I'm not kidding you, it gave me a headache. It genuinely hurt to watch. It physically hurt my eyes. The black light hurt.
I haven't even asked Blakey how he feels about the black light, and he has problems with certain lights, so I need to ask him.
Yeah.
But what I've seen from highlights and bits, like I've done like a couple of hit bits, like the 6 on his forehead with the paint. I thought like, okay, that's kind of dope. But I do like the contacts, the look that Wyatt did. It fits the idea, but like I need to rewatch the full pay-per-view to get my whole perspective on it. But yeah, I can see why people don't like it, how the drawing out it's the way how he keeps talking and talking. But we finally got something. We'll see what happens. I feel like, okay, we finally had a match. What happens next scenario now? Where we... I know that Mason will kill me too. And I've had a lot of locker room chats with Mason. Mason's already going to kill.
Different chats with him, and I know. I mean, fuck.
We're all going to get killed by the game.
He is not happy.
Not me, because I loved it, and I loved everything about this. The rest of you are wrong.
Like,
well, I
okay,
really liked the whole thing.
Let me start with, like, you talk about, okay, visually, like, Bray's look, I actually thought it was really cool. It's like he literally transformed. Like, he didn't look like himself once, like, the black lights hit and all the paint came up. He genuinely looked like a completely different thing.
And dude, with the red eyes?
Yeah, the red eyes,
All I
fucking
say
the
is
teeth.
a lot better. It's a lot better than the bread. You say you don't like with the lighting a bit.
Mhm.
At least
I
it's somewhat decent compared to the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad. Like this was not as bad as that Hell in a Cell fiasco. With the Fiend and Seth Rollins, this wasn't as bad as a lot of Bray's gimmick matches. Because a lot of Bray's little gimmick matches have been very hit or miss. Usually more miss than hit.
Yeah. For me, I
Um,
like the House of Horror match. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. I have my
I
reasons
liked
on why.
parts of it. I liked certain parts of it. I didn't like the whole thing. If I had to pinpoint one specific Bray gimmick match that I liked,
Probably
it
the one with probably the New Day, the one with the inside the swap house.
oh yeah, it was like they were out in the fields and all that. That was
Yeah,
yeah, that was pretty fun. But visually, I thought Bray looked pretty cool. Um, but man, like genuinely, it was really hard to try to focus on the match because genuinely the black light really did, and I had a headache for like half the rest of the show after that, just because it was just so obnoxiously bright. I'm just like, oh,
Okay, but if I can
I can't
counter,
look at this thing for more than a few seconds at a time.
if I can
And
counter for 1 second, allow me to counter with this. That was so fucking cool.
yeah, like I said, like visually
yeah.
with like Bray's look and all that. I mean, that works right there. Great look. But visuals aside, theatrics aside, as a match, it was fucking rancid.
It didn't need to be anything special.
It
The
didn't.
idea,
I like it didn't, but it's like for
so you were
one,
talking about LA
I
Knight
kind of
carrying the
heard
majority of the feud, right? That's because the slow burn story here on the Bray end is that he's trying not to give in to this darkness. The pitch black forced the give in to the darkness, and he became an unstoppable fucking monster. Almost like a particular older man who recently retired a few years ago and recently had the ear of a Mr. Wyatt would get up and storm through anything like Michael Myers in Halloween and
And don't
eventually
forget that,
just
and
pray.
also Abyss, Abyss was the producer of that match.
that hurts. That
Oh,
hurt.
that's perfect. It was quick.
Um,
It was short. LA Knight still came out looking good in this match because he
he
came out
doesn't
with his
give a
character.
shit now.
Like,
Like I knew he okay. I knew he wasn't going to win. I knew he was going to lose the match.
see, I didn't
I
know
was
this
like, there was
actually.
no way that after all this time, with all the fucking pomp and circumstance and hype Bray Wyatt got, is he losing his first match back? It's not happening.
I could have seen it happening, and I actually might have considered booking it that way.
Like I know, a guy I was on call with watching the show with, he thought LA and I was going to win. Like I don't see them like having Bray lose in his big return.
Unless if they added the whole Uncle Howie bit, if they tried a way to work that
Yeah,
around.
like that fucking.
Oh, how about that
Howie
overshot
show or
elbow?
whatever.
That did kind of suck, but you know what?
That really sucked.
Visually, I don't care about the rest of it. I loved this match. It was exactly what it needed to be to give us this Bray Wyatt story, who he is now. LA Knight still came out looking like the guy that just bit off more than he could chew, thinking this was one thing and finding out it was not what he thought it was. He still looked fantastic out there, and his tights looked badass. That's that too. He was all fucking bright up. I loved it. The only thing I wish is that the referee had a glow in the dark shirt. That was
But yeah, like they did a bunch. My thing was like, you had like a lot of the like. I think there was a point where Bray did the spot where he like runs into the steps and bangs his knees against the steps, kind of like fucking Foley style. Why are you doing that when nobody can fucking see it? You're in the dark, bro.
you can hear it.
I mean, you can hear it, but like, who the fuck's seeing it? like live in particular. Like I was hearing that people were actually having trouble seeing the match too, because like you can see LA Knight. Obviously, he's lit up like a fucking nightlight.
You
Pun
can see
intended.
Bray Wyatt.
But Bray is like minus the paint. You can't fucking see him. Yeah, I mean, obviously, us like watching it on fucking TV, we could see him, but like people live, I don't know, they probably couldn't see shit. The one thing I went back and noticed, you go back to Bray's entrance. Did anyone notice the little like funhouse characters just lurking around the ramp as he was walking down? I didn't pick up on that the first time, like watching it live, but going back, I noticed fucking weird ass Huskus just standing behind Bray at one point as he's walking down in the lantern light, and I'm like, oh shit.
Even though in a interview Bray did at the old fashioned Bray with the Hawaiian shirt is gone and the Fiend is gone.
Which I mean, I respect and understand his reasons for not wanting to do the whole like Wyatt family thing again, because he feels it would be disrespectful to Brody. I get that. Respect. The post match, it just felt like the Fiend with a different mask to me.
We'll see what happens later on. I don't know what's going to happen. We got to find out on Friday, I guess. See what happens.
I've been saying I don't know what's happening for the last 4 fucking months.
And I love that.
Saying that a lot more.
And I love that. I love that because everything else in wrestling these days we know about before it even happens. We already know these things, and I love having something that we just don't know.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a quality to the unknown. But
that's something people need to get used to.
I'm not asking for Bray to come out and give us a fucking PowerPoint presentation of every little direction he's going with this story. Just like, can we have at least some kind of some kind of foundation layer here?
That's why TJ. That's why I mentioned why I go to Tumblr. That's where a lot of fan theories go to plunder is Tumblr in the wrestling community.
And Tumblr also has a lot of porn.
God.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
In like
well, I suppose
another random observation. I thought Bray looked like a character from fucking Raid Shadow Legends. Not sponsored, surprisingly, because Raid Shadow Legends sponsors everything.
What you're trying to say is that he looked fucking badass. Then I agree with you.
I mean, yeah, he does. He does. And I'm not denying that at all. I just thought, this could have been a lot better. A lot better.
And I disagree. You're wrong. I'm right. So's Dylan.
I think everyone
and that brings us to this.
Like, there is nobody that agrees with me on this, but I don't give a shit. I will die on this.
No, okay, Blair versus Bliss.
Alone on the hill.
Blair versus Bliss, honestly,
this disappointed me.
I didn't give a shit about this match. I was burnt out from that last.
I did not watch the entire pay-per-view still because why could have been busy and like saw the
busy
end.
Perusing porn on Tumblr.
No, I was at an Indian fan on this day. I did a recording streaming on that for promotion.
You were recording indie streaming for a promotion. Was the promotion Bang Bros? Was the promotion Team Skeet? Was the promotion
you guys might hate me. You hate me with these 3 letters of this promotion. It's CWF.
Why?
Blair knows. Blair knows. Okay, but
It sounds like porn to me.
Of
I'm
course,
not gonna say his fucking name because I will not curse the show. With that.
Cox will follow.
I
Yeah,
know.
we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Okay,
We'll go-
all I know is this.
I'm assuming it's an LJ King reference,
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
Ed Voldemort. Here we go.
or maybe it's a Tim Lee reference, or
Both, if you care. Both. I don't care.
They're having one of their lovers disputes. I think
They are. Tim's having his own fan now.
for now.
Brooke's like, look at my boobs. I'm dropping the phone again.
I'm trying to get a stand on here.
Yeah, she's trying to make something stand, all right.
Anyway,
So like this match, like I only knew the stuff about the video packages for it, and like the match was short.
they had a match on Raw. They had a title match on Raw a few weeks back that was, in my opinion, a lot better than that. That, and honestly, after this is why I am so strong in my opinion about that fucking Pitch Black match, because it brought down the show for me. I didn't give a shit about half the show after this.
Until you saw the main event.
Yeah, main event brought me back in.
See,
Because that was the biggest.
I don't say you were not disappointed about the women's Rumble match.
That was actually a point where I didn't actually finish that match live because, like I said, I worked that night and I had to leave during, like, halfway through the match to go to work. So I missed the last half of the women's Rumble match. But yeah, this Belair Bliss match is just, I don't know. I kind of wish that they would not do the dark thing with Alexa again, because it was kind of played out.
I still don't understand why they go the full Harley Quinn route. I thought they were done with that, but hey.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing with all of this. I don't know what the point is. I don't know anything, and I'm about to the I'm like, I almost don't even care to know what they're doing.
This was the match that brought down the show for me. I realize it's because there's a number of reasons. I actually kind of wanted to see Alexa win, regardless of any other story to it. I've gotten kind of bored of Bianca Belair.
Yeah, admittedly, I will say I feel like she needs a change. Like, she needs a real shift, because she's basically been this for what, 2 years or longer now?
Being like one of the top women faces at the moment, so
I feel like I feel like she's coming to the end. I feel like she's about to come to the end of the reign.
Here's what has bored me with her at this point, and there's really no way to word this doesn't sound in any way, shape, or form some kind of bad, but I hate the fact that her basic gimmick is she's generic black girl with long hair. Like, listening to her on the mic, like she sounds like she's trying to be a caricature. I'm not feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's quite comfortable there in that regard yet.
I still think it would be funny to see one of these days, see if the outside of her being heel, I want to see the Montez Ford be a heel, because I think he'd be great as a heel.
I think so. Like
I mean, his style doesn't really lend itself so much to heel, but he probably could. Generally
I
speaking, your
like
high flying style is more for a baby face because the moves are designed to pop the crowd, at least in the traditional sense. But you know,
all I say when I hate to admit this when I first I just like the interactions they had with like if they want to go to full heel out with Blair, like they should have done. Basically, her whole hair is a whip, and it can use as a weapon at any point
that's
in
it.
time.
Her new gimmick. She's Shaniqua 2.0, but instead of having a whip, she just uses her hair. She comes out in tight leather, big ass boots. I would watch that. Maybe they can team her up with the Banger Bros.
Oh man,
Oh God.
there we go.
Oh, that's horrible.
That's an idea.
Kind of hot.
But yeah,
My overall thought on this was just it was over too quick.
I just didn't care.
But then looking at it, this and the Pitch Black match were sandwiched between two Royal Rumbles, which are very long on the body.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Another thing I think, also, I almost felt they should have reversed the order of these two matches, the Pitch Black and the women's title match. They should have reversed the order. I think the women's match should have come first, because in the match before, you just had Uncle Howdy fucking kill himself.
Well, tell you don't know if he actually did or not.
but maybe it's not Uncle Howdy that's talking to her.
He jumped off a very high place and then burst into flames. He basically killed himself, unless he's already dead.
Maybe
that's
it's not Uncle Howdy that's talking to her.
Do you forget what company unit you're talking about, right?
I mean, I don't know. You know what? You mentioned, is that Uncle Howdy even talking to her? I remember hearing the idea that there's two uncles.
Uncle Harper?
Uncle Hopper and Uncle Howie. Yeah.
I'm wondering, like, okay, is this Uncle Harper thing just like a very late addition that's going to come in like way later that got revealed way too early or leaked way too early? Or was it just a rumor that is scrapped and it's just not happening? Because I don't think it's a case of like we've seen like every time this Uncle Howdy looking character has showed up, whether it's been like with a slight variation on the mask looks a little different sometimes or whatever. It doesn't really feel like to me it's two different people. It just feels like they're workshopping the design. Either that or Uncle Howdy and Uncle Harper are twins.
Or they're the same person. Like Bray Wyatt and The Fiend.
Man, this whole family's got fucking split personalities, right?
You never know. And that is, again, what I love about it.
I mean, this like I am firmly ready to admit that this could end up, like, when it's over, it could end up becoming a really fucking great story. But right now, I just think they need to speed it up a little bit. Like,
it's a magnum opus.
Well,
let me ask you this.
Let's start making a point here.
Let me ask you this. Would you travel back in time and tell Tolkien to like hurry the fuck up on his story instead of making it so many pages?
I didn't read them, so.
Or would you let The Hobbit be?
I didn't pay attention to that either.
This is just the first arc. The first part of the story, my friend. It's always slow building. The action picks up in the second before we hit the climax in the third act.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. One thing I would love to see, like something I would love to see, I know we're backtracking. I do hope that the stuff with LA Knight and Bray is done, because I think Bray needs to work with someone who is a little more in tune with the more cinematic, movie-esque approach to storylines. LA Knight is a lot more reality grounded. Put Bray with fucking Cross.
Yeah, you're talking about that 2 days ago about that.
Yeah,
I could
mentioned it
see.
in a group chat. Like let's, because I think those two could have some pretty good chemistry together. They both kind of have a similar outlook to their character work. They're basically wrestlers slash like full blown fucking actors at this rate. I think.
I don't like that pairing.
I mean, that's just my bet. That's the first person that comes to mind when I think of someone who kind of has a similar style and a similar approach.
I don't think we want a similar style. Not yet. You need to build the fear with the Wyatt character, and you can't do that with another character like that. You need somebody like a Miz would be perfect for this because
go. I mean, it's not gonna do anything to the Miz. Might as well just keep killing him because he's already dead.
But one of these types of heels, or faces, or one of those
definitely be like the first like big feud. I think that's ultimately where I kind of want to see this go. Like his first big feud be with someone of sort of a similar appeal. Sure, maybe you don't have to jump right into it. Maybe have him kill a couple more people. Like I said, Miz the perfect one to go. Maybe have him
Corbin.
Yeah. Let him kill off Corbin.
Oh, dude! Can you imagine JBL like in those like segments reacting to the creepy Wyatt shit?
At JBL with his big ass pants.
Well, anything different about JBL be like, I see creepier shit with Hendo and the Undertaker, like being a part of the Ministry of Darkness for half of my career. So
I mean, this isn't exactly WCW Ultimate Warrior in the mirror. Yet.
No, hey, you better not jinx the company with that. You better not.
I could see fucking Uncle Howdy in the mirror when he's not actually there. I could see it happening. Well, didn't they do that Undertaker also, like, in the Randy Orton feud back in, like, 2005?
So. They didn't say the interviewer's voice as Taker.
I almost remember them doing something where, like, Orton's looking
with the mirror spot,
and like, yeah. I think they've done something like that, and then all the old segments with Undertaker where like he would have like a body double in a casket as the guy was watching from the ring. So yeah, I mean Undertaker's done some pretty crazy shit too, but I don't know.
What's the next match?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I figure it's probably about time to move on.
Yeah, because we're just running in circles at this point.
Our women's Royal Rumble. I do love the fact that we got a number 1 and number 2 to the end, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that quick little backtrack. Rhea Ripley earlier was seen during the men's Rumble and got speared into oblivion by Beth Phoenix. Who, once upon a time, Beth Phoenix was someone important. Now she's just known as Edge's wife.
And also his baby mama.
That is basically Beth Phoenix's entire character now.
Did you see the tweet that Edge replied to? Someone took a picture for the Royal Rumble where he was grabbing her ass.
People say like, "Hey," people still reply, "Hey, you still the Red Our Superstars one way or another." So
he's like, "Can you blame me?"
No, I mean, if I had the opportunity, I'd grab her ass too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No shame in that at all. But Rhea came out. She's already had some battle fatigue.
And let me just say, her top was amazing.
Do what?
Her top was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Them boobs.
God.
They were nice.
There's something I noticed. And I've noticed it for a while, but it's really been bugging me lately. You can say this with people like Rhea Ripley. You can say it with people like Gunther earlier. What is it with people like fans who don't like it when these wrestlers like change their look or get in shape and are happy with how they look?
Oh, like how people complain
Rhea Ripley looked fucking like 5 years ago, right? She was the hot blonde with a tan, right? And now she's all like buff and goth and shit, and
AKA
it's
hot.
shit for AKA hot as shit.
What
And people
I
give
think
like, and you know, Gunther was like a couple years ago was like a fucking big old husky boy, and now he's like fucking
Lean, mean fighting machine.
yeah.
yeah, and then
And
I want to get
people are like,
chopped by
oh
him.
man, Gunther was better when he was fat, or you know, I'm like, really?
You want to get? I dare you to say that in front of Gunther's face, and he can chop you right in the face, right in the
Exactly.
chest.
Like he will rearrange your
No,
inside one chop.
no. But again, I know that Michelle McCool came back.
Also looked hot.
Yeah, I mean,
That's right.
If I may, for one moment,
like a fine wine. Let's be real.
not to be a total perv, but goddamn, there were a lot of hot ladies in that Rumble, doing a great job wrestling. But hot ladies in that Rumble, god damn. Whew, okay, now that that's out of the way.
Asuka.
Like first watching live, because I was still kind of feeling a bit of that fatigue from the earlier stuff. I've already said my piece, not going to say it anymore.
Yeah.
But going back, I was a little too hard on this match. Going back and like rewatching a lot of it again, it was a lot better than I remember the first time. There was actually some pretty good stuff in here. And
I like the new face paint of Asuka. Asuka's face paint.
Oh yes, dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. The moment where I got back into the show was when Asuka came back. That was the point where I went from down here back up here, full attention.
A few notes for myself on the Women's Rumble. Dewdrop, going back to Piper Niven.
Yeah.
The fucking commentators making drop, dude, like back. I thought that was hilarious. I'm explaining to my daughters who don't know what's going on here, why they're doing it, and like, I loved that. And you know what's surprising to most people? That I really was kind of like, yay! I was happy to see Nia Jax. She's perfect for a Rumble match. I don't care whether she had a permanent contract afterwards or not, but a Rumble match is perfect for her because she's that big person, that big threat. I like those spots. And I like the fact she didn't last too long either. Like, that's one of the things I liked about the men's Rumble too. Brock Lesnar was hardly in there.
That's true. Yeah, he wasn't there for very long.
The other thing to if all they
Nia Jax, this return was perfect for her because it was one big botch.
There's only one thing that we were missing. When she got eliminated, I really wish she had shouted, "My hole!"
Yeah, I wish she would have heard her hole again. That would have been hilarious.
When she heard me, when she started walking out, I'm like, "My hole!" And my kids are like, "What?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah, but I don't know. She's no fun.
Lacey Evans, Cobra clutching Zelina Vega over the top rope.
That
looked nasty.
Didn't that? I thought I heard. Isn't Zelina out now? Didn't that fucking bump pop one of her fucking titties or something?
I don't know.
I heard she popped a fucking implant off that landing. Like legit.
I haven't seen anything about it.
Unless I'm imagining it, I thought I saw something recently that she's out hurt now. After like whether it's that or whether it's just she got hurt on the fall in some way. That's what I thought I heard was that she maybe like bursted an implant or something on the fall because she landed really rough. Like she went fucking splat.
Of course, they gave her the Sergeant Slaughter finishing move. Like.
No, am I imagining this now?
Who knows? Who knows?
Of course, it's
Okay,
not
so
gonna do anything. Okay, whatever.
I found an article about her suffering a ruptured implant back in 2002 to
Oh,
2022. And it
oh,
also talked about her getting dropped over the ropes in the Rumble in the same article.
oh. Okay, okay. So, all right. I got my wires mixed.
Years. Yeah, you had years confused. I think it was one part of the Bailey faction. Bailey faction members. She Dakota Kai Dakota. She got injured in the Rumble.
Oh, she did.
Trying to find my heritage. Yeah.
Oof, it's not good.
I, the most important part of this entire Rumble, obviously the end. Um, I had to talk with a few people between them, and like I had the belief that overall the men's Rumble was a little bit better, but the women's Rumble had the superior ending.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Technically, Asuka was the last person in the ring because she was still in there while Rhea and Liv were on the apron.
And then she
She
got.
ended up coming out. I thought it's rather funny that the first two, who were the last two, were not the last two in the ring. The whole like sequence playing out the way it did, that took like amazing athleticism from everybody's part.
Oh yeah.
Um, I loved it. Uh, and well, Rhea Ripley comes out looking badass. Liv Morgan comes out looking great.
Mhm.
They did a really good job, I think, in establishing certain people, certain ways, without hurting anybody either. Like everything was well booked here. I
Mhm.
could say that actually about both Rumbles. Um, Everything that did happen or would happen felt like it made sense,
Yeah.
or was
The
leading to
only thing,
something
the
else.
only thing in either Rumble match that kind of threw me off was probably there were a couple eliminations in the men's Rumble that I'm like, okay, that's weird. People who didn't last nearly as long as I thought they would, like Montez got thrown out hella quick, Cross got thrown out hella quick. But didn't really have that kind of problem with the women's Rumble though. Like everyone who was in there kind of had ample time to really make something. Even fucking Chelsea Green, who had like 5 seconds or something. Like it still
And
works.
Because yes,
Now they're
even
gonna do something with that and make a story out of it. And I
I
love
don't
it.
think Corona was having fun with it too, knowing he wasn't gonna make it. People thought he would come back, but
Yeah.
but instead his wife did.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a one-time thing or not, but hey,
well,
Well,
I hate to skip too far, but if we're gonna try
yeah.
and aim for the hour mark, we should probably get into
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
before,
I
Yeah,
got. I always saw
we're
the
getting
because
mid
there's a lot to cover
in.
here.
yeah, there
I
is
always
so
saw the
much.
mid. I always saw
The
the mid
match
in.
itself, the match itself, I have a few things I want to say right off the bat. Kevin Owens' poor head, those steel step spots,
Oh God.
they looked horrible,
No.
but I'm trusting in Kevin to have been able to protect himself as much as possible.
It looked like he was like able to kind of get his hands back
But
there to
it was a
protect
little
his head.
slow.
But even
But
still, it's like
his back's hitting first, so it's
yeah,
absorbing
his
some of the
back,
shock
yeah, like
before his
his
head.
back, his head, his hands. I'm like, dude, this
If
The
was
you're
match
like
thinking,
itself,
I hope we
I
go
don't
with
know that I've
it and
said it on here
protection.
before, but when there was a period of time, I think it was like 2008 ish, that I just kind of fell out with wrestling altogether. I got back into it in like fucking 20, I want to say like 2010, 2011 with Ring of Honor and Kevin Steen. This guy, number one for me. He is my absolute fucking all-timer, and it just makes me so fucking happy to actually see him getting these big marquee spots and just going out there and killing it every time.
and he still looked amazing throughout the match
Mm-hmm.
because he did. Oof. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, the match, no problems at all with the match. There was there was unfortunately that little stumble
Slip.
with the moonsault spot, but shit happens. Like that's kind of a tough spot to pull off.
Especially
They
for
made it work,
him.
though. They made it work.
Oh yeah, they were able to recover from it. So yeah, the match itself, great match, loved it.
The downside is what happens afterwards had such like a impact in the moment that it just completely
Nobody's gonna
overshadowed
remember
the
that.
match.
Nobody's gonna remember this match because of what happened after.
But to
For
be
all-
fair, I don't think you need to because the
No,
whole thing,
like
the
it's
match
going to
into
be
the
forgotten for all
beatdown
the
was
right
like,
reasons, I think.
I'm not
That
gonna
whole-
lie, watching that was the first time in a long time that like I really felt the moment. Like I'm getting anxiety over here while like what's
Yeah.
I'm and like it looked so brutal,
Yeah, because
like
okay, throughout the entire match, you just
very
see,
uncomfortable.
like what I love about it was just throughout the match,
And
we
yes,
talk
that's the
about we
thing.
talk
The
about
match
Kevin
leads to
Owens,
that. So
Roman Reigns is Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn was, Sami Zayn and Jey Uso were the fucking stars of this whole thing. I think like
I don't know.
do this with like
Paul
man.
Heyman, he came in
Paul
clutch with those
Heyman too. Paul
handcuffs.
Heyman too. Like he
You
was
got handcuffs, my tribal chief. I have handcuffs, my tribal chief.
Yeah. Paul Heyman was just instrumental in helping show the struggle that Sammy's going through out there watching Kevin get the shit beat out of him. And I love that just like you see his mindset shifting because all he wanted was to be part of the bloodline. And now he's here. Now he's in this moment and he's like, maybe this isn't all I thought it was going to be. Maybe this isn't what I wanted.
And also because people forget even though it's like a love-hate relationship between Owens and Sammy, but they always find a way to still care one another.
Right.
What I always love about professional wrestling comes with rivalries. Best friends make the best feuds.
Mhm.
Johnny Gargano and Ciampa, for example. Hunter and Sean.
Mhm.
Do I go on with that?
Continue. Go ahead. Who else you got?
Let's see. I think Orton and Cena were best friends in the behind the scenes. So
I don't know. Probably wouldn't be surprised. But this
with that chemistry
let's get into
that those two
post-match.
had, of course.
Let's get into this post match because man,
That
So
was
guys
a
got the
huge pop.
video of the chair shot her from a world spot when Kevin got the handcuffs. Come on, if I'm not the only one who get that reference, I'd be disappointed.
I didn't catch what you said.
Raven spot, when Raven faces Tommy Dreamer in the steel cage, where
Oh.
he got the chair shot to the head. That's what I'm referring to.
oh yeah, right, yeah, and of course it'd be Paul Heyman involved in that. But yeah, like everyone in the bloodline is just fucking massacring Owens. And Sammy's just sit there forced to watch the whole thing. Tries to step in to save Kevin when Roman's going to finish him off. Says, you don't need to do this. You already beat him. You're the tribal chief, head of the table, undisputed WWE Universal Championship holder. This is beneath you. And Roman's like, you know what? You're right. You do it. I'm like,
and I love that who also was the producer of the match with Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes was the producer of that match.
well, he did a damn good job. But, Sammy's struggling with the chair. He's like, I love Roman. He's like, is he crying? He's crying. And it's just like pie facing him, getting in his face. And there was that one moment, like, when Roman really got up in his face, Sammy went head to head with him there for a second. Like, it started, you thought, oh, man, what? And then
What got me the whole plot twist was with Jay. I thought all this time.
Was it though? I sat on here last week and I predicted a Jay and Sammy alliance against the rest of the bloodline.
Like
Like,
no, I'm talking about the whole build up with the whole turd thing. All this time you saw Sammy building a nice relationship with Jimmy the whole way through. But
Mhm.
out of nowhere during
Yeah.
the whole trial, Jay probably was the one who saved his hide from Solo, and he just walked out of the bloodline as
Yeah.
well.
What I loved about that big chair shot from Sammy to Roman's back, what I felt in that was it wasn't when Roman dropped and was selling, it wasn't the chair that hurt, it was what the shot meant. Because I mean Roman sold that beautifully.
Not the first.
Like
Hey,
the look on his the sheer like shock and pain in his face, the emotional pain, not the physical.
it gave him flashbacks of Seth Rollins hitting him with the chair.
Again,
We all see
it
the
happened
memes.
again. And he
the only
just
thing would have been better is if Sammy had curb stomped him afterwards.
and you know Sammy hits Roman and then he doesn't look at Heyman, doesn't look at Solo or Jimmy, just looks at Jay and goes, "I'm sorry." And then he gets fucking slaughtered, and now it's Jay just sitting there watching. He can't stomach it. And
Isn't that a tie back to Roman, Jimmy, and Jay when Jimmy came
yeah,
back?
yeah, it's that. Because I love it because Jay's looking at Sammy right before Jimmy attacks Sammy, and he's like, "I called you my brother, man.
Yeah, and I love Jimmy. I am your brother. We are your brother.
You said he's your brother. I'm your brother. He ain't your brother." I'm like,
They get this whole thing has taught me that the two guys I thought were one of the blandest tag teams in existence, the Usos, can actually do a lot more than we've seen from them.
you know how long I called those two just the fucking Samoan Young Bucks?
I can't hate the Usos because hometown boys. I cannot hate the Usos
I
being
mean,
from my hometown.
like
So,
I just there was a long period of time where I'm
well,
just like,
come
you
on,
guys are
okay,
just
when
like
they first
Samoan Young
came
Bucks.
into the scene of WWE, you didn't think of Young Bucks when they first came in. When I remember when they first came in, they were totally different from your average tag team at the time. They were feuding
Yeah,
with the Hart Dynasty.
yeah,
You know,
they were just a
came in, they were
typical.
just kind of they were just kind of another team in the rings. I'm talking like when they first started like really like specifically when they turned heel and like ditched
I
the
remember
walking and the
talking to
dances and the
Rosie.
dancing shit. Like kind of there was
When
that
they,
long period where it was just
but I remember a funny story when they first did the USA Penitentiary the first time. I remember talking to Rosie. Rosie was still alive. I was at the indie show. I told him to remind me of the Get Up, remind me a 3 minute warning, and his response was more a 2 minute and a half minute. And I was like, dang, Rosie, you gotta do your cousins dirty like that?
gotta cut them in half like that. But yeah, I mean, I think this is just everyone involved in this segment: Roman, Sammy, Heyman, Jimmy, Jay, Solo, Kevin, all up there in all time right now because everyone played their role to perfection. I don't have any complaints about this. This was just picture perfect. And like the very end when like they're like walking back up the ramp, Roman looks at Solo and says, "We're going to war. No prisoners."
I still think every time I see a Solo now because of Blake, that Solo is Solo is Rikishi's son, but you see more of Umaga than
Oh,
because hell, they gave him the offer. They gave him the Samoan Spike as his finisher. Now they trusted
yeah.
him with that move.
Yeah, Solo.
Like,
There are big things for Solo. I think like he's got something. He's got a bright future. Um, oh, we've kind of powered over this. What you got on this, Josh?
I loved it. Um, like I said, the match leading into the segment, the match told the story going into the segment. But we already got that feeling of that brutality towards the end of the match with the head slams into the steps, and then finally beating him, selling the whole thing. That Owen said, he would basically fight to the death for it. This beat down afterwards, tying into it with all of it. It came across feeling so brutal. I'm sitting there and I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable, a little concerned about and I know it's all scripted. I know the way this stuff works, but I'm looking, and then the anxiety, the tension, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Like, how rare is that nowadays in watching this to feel like what happened here? Like the emotions, you could feel the emotions. Like it's rare for WWE back in the day to have that emotion.
Yeah, I
Since
missed that feeling.
we finally got that way back in some matches in some ways. It's a slow returning, like like not knowing everything again. Like for example, people didn't know that Pat McAfee came back.
Oh yeah, that was another thing we just completely shouted over. That Pat's
we
back.
we also didn't bother talking about the not selling out Country Boy rock rapping as a Kid
Oh,
Rock
oh,
from Wish
hey,
cover.
hey! All I know that everyone already called himself made that spot what Jeff Hardy did to Sting and Hard Justice. I think it was Hard Justice. Battle for Glory in the Antichrist Jeff Hardy era.
Yeah, like
We
now we have a different Hardy who shit the bed live.
Oh, I already seen the memes about it. I already seen the memes.
Um, I didn't watch it. I didn't care to watch it. I
I
don't
didn't see it either.
understand why you would put on a concert with some no-name fucking country singer at 30 at night during a wrestling show filled with wrestling fans who have no idea who this guy even is.
Like
You
if
needed a break.
they need
You needed a
if they
break
needed a
between the women's
break,
rumble and the championship match.
if they
That's
need a
when,
break, they could
like
either getting a rock band or something. They normally do normally have rock bands and stuff like that for their stuff.
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
but why bother putting someone out there that anyone's gonna care about when you know people are gonna need to use the fucking bathroom before they watch Roman and Kevin?
yeah, that's all this was. This was the bathroom break. This was the intermission. Nobody was sitting around to fucking
Just
listen
come on.
to a party.
Both regular matches in between the rumbles were fairly short. Both rumbles were well over an hour and 10 minutes in length.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah. It
And
showed
then
like
you
4
know,
hours.
fuck it got over at 12:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So like, fuck.
yeah,
And then I watched
I
the
was
fucking
surprised they
press
got.
conference afterwards.
I was surprised they had what they got done. Like I got done with the show. I might during the time I got done with the show. They went to Waffle House. They got done eating that and drive all the way to my house for another 30 minutes. And I still saw the MPs of the Rumble. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, man, it was long.
Yeah. Long show. But I mean, I think they started strong and they ended strong.
Now we gotta see what
So,
happens on Friday. We gotta see what happens on Friday.
like I didn't really give a shit about Raw. I'm tuned into fucking SmackDown, man.
And I think it's funny now. SmackDown is becoming the A show again
Now, like
compared
on
to.
Raw, right? Rhea is going after Charlotte.
Figured
I
it out.
think how I see it.
Roman doesn't fucking ever go to Raw. Roman is fucking SmackDown. So that means eventually, sometime within the next couple of months, Cody's attention's probably going to start going over to SmackDown. SmackDown's going to be the show to watch here very, very soon. I mean, it honestly already has been, but even more so now. Because
like the other thing we found out on Raw.
Everything that came from Royal Rumble is now diverting everything towards like SmackDown's going to have all the attention.
I still think the dumbest thing, or out of nowhere, but from the chamber, we found out we're going to have a U.S. title match, Elimination Chamber.
What do y'all think about the U.S. title having the chamber?
It's the first time. It's the first time that a mid card title or semi mid get that opportunity because
the tag titles had it.
One, I see whether
they did a tag title one, so like it's not really the first time a mid card style title.
Single.
You'd argue a tag time.
Well, for a singles person, I mean, compared for a tag team. So.
But like I understand what they're probably doing it so they can. They're probably doing it with the U.S. title so they can probably just take the title off Theory before Mania. That's probably what's going on here. Personally, I would have liked to have seen the Intercontinental get the chamber.
Maybe they'll get the other one.
No, I think the other one's going to the other chamber match is going to the women. What they're doing is the women's chamber is going to be a number one contenders for WrestleMania. You've got
so both Raw titles are going to have chamber matches.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah.
SmackDown doesn't get one?
No, SmackDown doesn't get a chamber.
Oh, are we back doing those kind of pay-per-views again for certain pay-per-views for certain brands? It feels like
I don't think it's that because, like, I mean, they still got Raw and SmackDown matches on the card, but as far as the actual chamber matches, SmackDown doesn't get a chamber match. Raw gets both the chambers, which I'm like, I would have liked to see. I would have liked to have seen the IC title get the chamber match, just because, like, I want to make. I would love to see Gunther become the king of the fucking WWE gimmick shows. You know, he just became the fucking king of the Rumble. Have him go in there in the fucking chamber, come in first, and then fight like hell, and still retain.
And kill everyone in the ring with his fucking chops.
Yeah, like have him start the chamber, fight the distance. Like, you know, he beats people to shit, and then he gets beat to shit like he was in the Rumble match. Comes out with battle scars and shit, but still standing tall like the fucking general he is. Because I think that's what I would like to see when Cody inevitably takes the titles at Mania. I want Gunther to be the one to take them off of him. I think that would be good. Either Gunther or LA Knight.
Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic.
Say you don't know about hard times.
Oh, I heard that Vicky Guerrero hated the new Dominic look, like how he looks so much like Eddie. You consented him to be your ex-husband's son in a storyline. So this is what you get, Vicky.
I'm sorry, I don't want, pretty much everyone who has had any connection with Eddie Guerrero has milked his legacy.
Yes.
In some way, shape, or form, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Even Vicky.
That is true.
I don't hear it. I don't like if she's just playing around, that's one thing. But I hope she's not genuinely upset with that, because that's something really stupid to get mad about.
I was just waiting to see Dominic comes out with a low-rider and plays Eddie's theme song. I was waiting for that.
You know what I want to see Dom do? I want to see y'all remember the.
I want to see him drop to a knee and give flowers to Rhea.
No, what I think would be kind of funny is this has been along back in 2011 or 2012. You remember the Imposter Sin Cara storyline?
Yes.
And then when they unmasked the guy, he started coming out with that lowrider bicycle.
Mexico is
The lowrider bicycle.
He already looked like Conan a little bit when he first came back with the thing. And my like Blakey told me, oh, he looks like his Uncle Conan. Like, oh, okay.
Let's have Dom have like elements of all of these great Latino legends. Conan, Eddie, Ray. Let's give him elements of all of those. Just make him like the perfect blend.
Put a scarf around his neck.
Yeah.
Or the-
Give him a Ricardo Rodriguez to introduce him.
Bring back Ricardo Rodriguez.
Make him Dominic's tag team partner.
Yes. That would be great.
Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing Dominic Mysterio break away from the Judgment Day and lead Humberto and what's his face?
Angel Garza.
Yeah.
Or Angel, whatever. I know. Didn't they take his fucking last name, so he's just Angel or something?
I think they brought it back.
Like they brought it back and then they took it away again.
That's
weird.
dumb.
It's weird, but like,
I still think it's funny about how
Royal Rumble
storylines go.
like that. Royal Rumble is always when shit starts heating up and things start getting good. Because now we're in it now.
Officially
We're
on the road
in
to
the
WrestleMania.
It's Mania season time. You know what? Mania is the biggest time of the year. It's basically the new year for wrestling fans when Mania comes to town.
I mean, I would argue that WrestleMania is Christmas for wrestling fans, and that the New Year comes the following night on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the Mania after Raw. Yes.
I am, because I feel like we're about to get. I honestly feel like we're about to get back to a period where, like, because there's been a long time now where, remember, there was a period of time where the Raw after WrestleMania felt just as big, if not bigger, than WrestleMania sometimes. But then that magic kind of died out in recent years just because, you know, things just started getting so fucking bland. I feel like we're about to get that.
And this is like what the first Mania of Hunter's full power control. We see when he handled the Rumble. We see we do it for the Elimination Chamber coming up, and we're heading to Mania. And let's see what Hunter got plans for it.
I am ready for it. I am so excited.
I'm ready. Small SpongeBob reference.
I think what I would, coming out of Mania though, I would like to see after Mania, you know, you kind of have like sort of that reset, new era start. Let's freshen up the whole like if they're gonna keep the brand split thing, let's maybe give it a genuine refresh.
Let's go back to the draft the night after Mania.
Yeah. Yes. That is the perfect time to do the draft after Mania. Like that's why I think, because you know there was talks, you know, they always did it right before Survivor Series. So when that didn't come, it's like, you see, we're sticking through it, getting to Mania, and then that's when it's gonna happen. And then hopefully
that's probably good. Oh,
We are, Matt. We're unsupervised.
in a way. Hi, man.
Matty boy.
And hey, Joshua, you already know, I still think it's funny how the world Matt Affleck is basically my Ethan father-in-law in a way.
Proper way, the way it was done on 2002.
Oh, the 2002 draft.
I can get with that. Yeah, I can get with that. I would love to see it.
That would be I'd like that setup.
Yeah.
If they could do like that with the band thing, that's randomly with the band and stuff, or they just. I'm curious how they're gonna do it this year if we're doing it. Like, are we gonna involve NXT? Are we going to?
I think the whole thing with NXT is that now that it's kind of settled back into that role as the developmental brand, that is probably going to be exempt from the draft stuff, and it'll just be whenever they're ready. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get some I feel like we're probably gonna be due for some call ups after Mania for sure.
They always happen. That's how we got Paige.
Yeah.
I was
Um,
there. I was there when she debuted on that episode of Raw.
I think as far as like NXT people, I could see. I think I could actually see maybe Braun Breaker getting the call
If he drops the title.
about it. Which I think he will drop the title at. I think their NXT's big show is Stand and Deliver.
Vengeance Day.
Vengeance Day. Either Vengeance
Oh,
Day.
oh, no, no, oh, I'm sorry. The next one's Vengeance Day.
Yeah, like their like NXT's big like Mania weekend show. I think is Stand and Deliver.
I heard they're finally gonna do more travel shows for NXT again for their pay-per-views.
I'm kind of glad they're getting back out on the road again.
Oh, radio, tell me everything you know.
Apple's a huge fan of his. I remember he keeps still calling him the king of the indies. Hey, remember, you king of the indies, but you still Edge's bitch.
Ooh.
Oh, that
If
was
you
something from
watch-
Impact.
If you watch from Impact, you understand the reference. And I'm surprised
I
they
did.
let it slide. I'm surprised they let it slide for Impact.
I did not watch Impact, but I did see the memes about it.
Yes, the video was funny. If you watch the video, is glorious.
I'm not gonna let. I
It's
kind of
not
forgot
Bobby
about,
Roode.
I kind of forgot about Joe Hendry.
Joe Henry, yes, that's who did it.
I kind of forgot about.
You know, it's great
I heard about
because
him in-
when you said I kind of forgot about, I was saying Bobby Roode, and that was also applicable.
Oh yeah, very applicable to that too. Because I like. Well, he's like really fucked up right now. Like he's like really like
He's
like,
got done with
like,
surgery.
surgery or something. So like he's down for the count right now.
He's
I
dead.
know AJ's down. He's not gonna compete for a while. So
Yeah. I hope
I
he is
got-
able to eventually come back because you know he's had a raw deal on the main roster.
I'm still wondering if we're still going to have Edge versus Finn at Mania to finish their story. I feel like they're still building it.
I'm
Because, like, come on, they came back.
what is like what more can they do with Edge and Finn? You think? You know, because like they've, you know, they did the I Quit match. What do you think is the next step in that story?
Hell in a Cell.
That would be interesting. Edge and Finn in the cell.
They're probably too young to catch that reference, Matt.
We all who know who I forgot how once Dre.
He was a doctor.
We're back.
And not a
Dr.
fucking
Dre,
member.
Dr. Dre, okay. I got a funny
See? You all
Guys.
forgot about Dre.
meme sure of Andre the Giant with the Dr. Dre glasses on him as a shirt.
So Dr. Andre Giant?
Yes,
Dr. Andre.
Dr. Dre the Giant.
yes.
Perfect.
Well, we are approaching the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. Within the next 6.5 minutes,
Ready to start.
which does
And
mean
according to
we are
people
already
coming in-
over the hour.
We are already over the hour, but
Hey,
there was,
of course, already hour, and of course, Apple decided to put his little head in to enjoy the craziness that we are in.
I did not see Applin's penis anywhere, and that's the only thing I could assume you mean by little head. Because there's the big head, and then there's the little head.
oh. Okay. So I guess overall final thoughts on Royal Rumble then.
I enjoyed it, and you're wrong.
I enjoyed it, and I am very much right.
No, she's probably topless at this point. That's why the camera's off. See, she was braless, and then she turned off the camera, and then I think she went topless.
That's not the case at all.
Okay, she went bottomless, not topless.
Jesus.
See. That's why you see her like this, because she doesn't have pants on.
I am wearing pants.
That looks like a blanket.
Sweatpants.
That's not really pants. See, she's a bottomless skank.
Hey, I always say good things. Hey, glad and during my route in this EFED community, I'm glad I'm the only nice one in the women's division.
I mean, I don't even know anybody else that's in the women's division.
Pants are overrated, says Applin. God dang it, Applin.
Well, Matt's probably not wearing pants either.
That's true. He's probably not. I mean, if anyone is not wearing pants, it's probably.
I mean, I'm not wearing pants.
Who needs pants? What are pants?
I put on a shirt and a hat and sunglasses, but I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts. Stranger Things shorts.
Nice.
And a print t-shirt. Purple Rain.
Nice. I'm waiting for my fucking. I ordered that Jay Briscoe shirt. I'm waiting for that to come in.
Which one?
They just put out a Jay Briscoe shirt
Oh,
that like the proceeds are going to the family. So I'm waiting for that to come in. I bought 2 of them actually.
Oh, that's cool. I think about buying one and going to probably buy a new jacket down the line because my old one's about to be worn out.
I'm about to the point where I need to get a whole new wardrobe because a lot of my clothes are too big on me now.
oh wow. We're up to 4 viewers now.
Wow! Holy shit!
What?
See, it's because I told everyone that myself and Brooke were not wearing pants.
Bringing in them viewers, reel them in, reel them
It might also have to do with the WWE hashtag or the Markiplier hashtag.
Mark,
Yeah, which we are still better than.
Yes.
Got to throw that in there.
Oh, we just lost 2 viewers. I guess they realized that
I guess
Markiplier wasn't involved,
Markiplier fans.
or they realized that we might actually be wearing pants.
Either that, those 2 are the Markiplier fans, and now they're mad.
But yeah, I would say this was a good Rumble. Definitely better than last year's.
Oh yeah.
And it did get me excited looking at things for us. I have no idea what's going to happen, and I love that. I'm probably not going to bother watching Raw or SmackDown because whatever. I'll read about it, and if I see something that seems interesting, I'll catch a couple clips on YouTube, and if I'm interested enough, I'll watch it on Hulu.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that they put the shows up on Hulu.
And I'll go from there. But definitely looking forward to Chamber. Looking forward to WrestleMania. See how everything's going to play out.
It'll be a good
Yeah, it was nice. The road to WrestleMania. We're on a
have fun being a wrestling fan again.
exactly.
I just want to know if it's still the rumor is still true. Is Sammy going to face Rowan for the title at the Chamber?
No, Sammy's gonna face your mom in a lights out, pants off match.
That'll put butt seats.
No one wants to see that.
I don't know. I might be interested.
Of course you would.
I mean, Applin might be interested. He's a perv too.
Oh God, don't get me started.
All right. Well, we are quickly approaching the 1.5 mark, so
Yeah, I think.
start signing off.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. Anybody got any last minute words?
Fuck the pitch black match.
You're wrong. I need a Trump clip of wrong for every time you say something about it. Just wrong,
Wrong.
wrong.
Depeche Mode.
Uh, for those of you who've catch this later on in Spotify, YouTube, have popped in through any of our streaming platforms, checking us out anywhere, following us anywhere, coming up to me in Walmart and saying, "Hey, I love your podcast." You can do that too, by the way. Thank you once again for joining us in this late time frame. Thank you, Brooke, for joining my co-host and I here with our third guy currently away from.
He's
Messenger, I
off.
think.
I don't know. He's off in the woods or something. He's just completely like he's just vanished. I don't know.
Kind of. But thank you, everyone, and feel free to listen to us on Spotify if you're watching now tomorrow. Give us the love. And even if you just hit play on your TV, on your thing before you leave the house, so it just plays in the background, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And if you are feeling extra generous, since it is that time of year when people start getting that money from the taxes, I'm just saying, or the Patreon, which you can find in the link tree through our stuff. But thank you for joining us, and we don't quite know for sure. But we might try to do this again this way next week. Perhaps with everyone on board. Stay tuned to the page for more information, probably last minute like it was today, because, responsibility. What's that? But again, thank you guys, and thank you again, Brooke, for joining us. And this has been the Shite officially shot, and I think it's time for bed.
All right, sounds like a plan.